guys? How's it going? How's it going? Good morning. All right, here. Let me start up my. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. I'm a little tired this morning. Your boy's a little tired. Oh man. Okay. Let me start up the stream here. I gotta get my water too. But yeah, one sec, guys. My bad. I woke up not too long ago. I want to sleep a little bit late last night, so I'm a little bit tired. Just a little tired, but yeah, here, let me get my stream going here. My window preview. Let me close Spotify here. Okay. All right, live trading. All right, let's get started. Yo, what's good, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. All right. By the way, if you guys hear me like kind of talking like a little, you know, a little slow, to start the stream, I just woke up. Your boy is tired as hell. But yeah, I woke up a little bit tired today. But yeah. Anyways, so coming into market open. First things first. I know you guys are probably gonna mention that we had a 15-minute gap. Before you mention it, we couldn't use it. We didn't have a bias. All right, guys. So no, we didn't miss out on anything. There was not much that we could have taken from this gap, whether we wanted to or not. There just wasn't. All right. But yeah, it would have played out beautifully if we would have had at least some more of a bias. But unfortunately, we just didn't. All right. Now, coming to market open, a few things is going on. Obviously, we have a pretty good amount of buying pressure coming in. Obviously, we can see that. I mean, if we measure out the first 5-minute candle, we can see it's probably more than 40 points. Yeah, about 57 points. All right. Which obviously, bro, I can't even get my words straight, bro. I gotta wash my face with water, guys. My bad. I am super tired this morning. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying was we have a lot of volume, is what I'm trying to say. We have a lot of buying pressure here, or we had at least, which shows us that this opening can be pretty good. All right. Now, on top of that, we also just finished taking out this internal high at 25,635.50, which can actually start giving us more of a read. I don't want to say an instant read, but it could probably give us something. All right. But obviously, we need the markets to actually give us some sort of a setup, because right now we're kind of flipping from green to red with no imbalance anywhere. All right. I think we had one on a 5-minute here, but we're probably not going to hold it. And if we do, it's probably going to be very, very small here. Yeah, no, there's something on the 5-minute, and we do have something on the 15-minute, but we need to wait 12 minutes. All right. So yeah, with the selling pressure that we have here, we're probably not going to be able to hold this. Now, I'm a little bit confused for myself for this morning. All right, guys. No. Before you guys say anything in the chat, I'm a little bit confused for myself this morning because I'm probably going to avoid on it. All right. And by the way, guys, yes, I know that we have news at 9:45. I know. All right. But, and for the person that said, Blast, are you trading? It's a 50-50. I'm going to try to find the setup for this morning. I'm going to see whether I like the volume enough to take it or maybe to avoid. All right. It's a 50-50. I don't know just yet. Like, I want to trade, but I also want to call it. All right. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is, guys, I'm probably going to skip out on the setup, but I just want to see what you guys are thinking, because I know you guys take your own trades as well. So if you guys have access to the indicator, like if you guys use the indicator and you guys go on the 15-minute time frame, you guys probably know that we have a bullish rally gap right over here that we missed by 1 tick yesterday, which if you guys zoom in, obviously you guys see that we have the rally gap here, right? 60 points. But if you guys really zoom in, you guys might notice that we've technically filled the fair value gap, but we didn't, because we missed out on this 1 wick here, or this tick here. So if everything lines up with a bearish trend or a bearish bias, you can potentially technically still take this setup into 43. But for me, I think I'm going to skip out on it just because I know that there's not much of an imbalance here. Yes, I know technically it is still a valid fair value gap because we never technically filled it all the way. But I'm probably going to skip out on this setup here. I probably wouldn't like it all that much. All right. Now, in the meantime, let me go ahead and put out that I am live on YouTube. So anyone on YouTube, guys, welcome. Let me just put it out here that I am live. One sec, guys. But yeah, for those wondering if I'm going to be trading today, it's a 50-50. I'm going to see how the market is moving. I'm going to see if I really like the setup. I'm going to see if I really like the volume. If I do, then by all means, we're going to go ahead and take it. All right. But yeah. Let me just put it out here. I'm live trading on you right now. Perfect. Let me see. Okay, and then let me copy and paste this and put it out here. All right, but yeah, once again, guys, just like how everyone is pretty much spamming in the chat, yes, we do have news coming out at 9:45 and 10 a.m. today. So it's going to be a pretty interesting market. All right, guys, it's definitely going to be a pretty interesting market, so we'll see how it goes. All right. Now, I do need to get some water because I am very, very thirsty. So give me 1 second, guys. It's literally just go get a water bottle. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, coming into market open, I want to see the market looks pretty clean. Let me see. Why does anyone care if you put in a trade or not? Pointing them out is planning. I feel like because I don't know. I feel like honestly I don't really blame a lot of them. Sorry for that. I don't really blame a lot of them, and the reason I say that is because I feel like okay, um, I I don't know how to word it. Like I feel like if I take a trade, the way I would have felt like if I was trying to learn or follow someone is I would feel a lot more confident seeing the guy learning the trade take the trade as well. Now, obviously, if I'm ever gonna give you guys a trade or show you guys a trade, I'm obviously it's always gonna be a trade that I would always take on my own, right? But obviously, there's some scenarios where sometimes I'm pretty satisfied with what I made, and I want to run with it. You know what I mean? But I do understand them. Like for the people saying like, oh, like can you please take a trade? Like I would love to, but sometimes I'm pretty satisfied with what I've made, and I just kind of maybe I want to request it, maybe I want to call it a week and not have to think about another trade, stuff like that. But yeah, I do understand where they're coming from. But yeah, that's why I took a trade yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't even planning on trading, but I still did it with 3 micros, but and I was more than satisfied with the profits. But now I'm even more satisfied. So I don't know if I want to take a trade today all that much, but I'm gonna see whether if I like the market or not. It takes 3 clicks. It's open up TradeAvate, log into my account, go on OBS, change my overlay. You guys to see my entries and exits, and boom, we take the trade. It takes 3 seconds. All right, so yeah, don't worry. Just because you see my screenshot like this for now, it's just so you guys can see the chart all the way. But if I am going to take a trade, which is like a 50-50, like I said, I'm going to decide whether I like the market a lot or not. I'll quickly just open up TradeAvate and I'll take it with you guys. All right, guys. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, so coming to market open, like I said, the market is actually moving pretty clean. Pretty clean. So far, yet we don't have a setup. Once again, I'm not gonna be using this 15-minute setup here. Um, as much as I would love to, it's just in my books, it's filled. In my book, it's filled. I know it's not, but it is. All right. I know that there's not much of an imbalance there, so it's probably not even gonna get all that respected. But yeah. Anyways, so the reason I'm saying the market looks pretty clean coming into market open today, and I don't want to speak too soon. I know we're only 8 minutes into market open. The volume looks good, and so does the momentum. But once again, guys, remember we do have I almost said FOMC. We do have a red folder news at 9:45 and 10 a.m. today. I think at 10 a.m. Let me double check. Let me double check. 1 second, guys. So we have red folder news at no. We have red folder news at 9:45. So we can't get a trade right now because we got to be careful, obviously. So yeah, we have 9:45 red folder news, which is PMI news. And then at 10 a.m. we have UOM news, which says it's an orange folder. It's a 50-50. Sometimes it moves really good. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, we have news at 45 and 10. So just so you guys know. All right, guys. Okay. So in terms of the setup, I'm sure with the volume that we have right now, we're probably gonna create a new one. Like, no questions asked. I'm sure we are. Because there's no way we move this cleanly in the first 10 minutes of market open when we typically haven't this whole week and don't get a setup. You know what I mean? Now, the reason I'm really liking this market and the reason I'm actually very, very bearish coming to market open, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, we took out the internal high up here. We got an instant sweep, an instant green to red, and a big green to red, which shows us that sellers are in a lot of control with a lot of volume and interest. And not only that, but we're breaking past previous candle lows, and we're about to hit some internal lows and some external lows from before. All right, so yeah, we definitely have an interesting way, an interesting way that we're coming into market open that we can most likely get a trade from. The only problem is in terms of a setup, We don't have anything yet. At least I want to say yet. I know we're probably gonna get one. I'm sure we are. I mean, there's no way we don't with this given volume. Here, let me fix my ES chart real quick. Let me just double check that I have everything correct here. Let's see. I'm gonna mark out the height just in case. Here you go. Okay, but yeah, surprisingly, we don't have anything on NQ yet. Yo, Marcel, bro. All right, bro. Come on now, bro. Anyways, but yeah, we're getting a little bit of, I don't know, like we're getting a big pump up here. News hasn't come out yet. We haven't swept any liquidity. I'm actually not sure why we're pumping up yet. But yeah, like I said, guys, for today, we're gonna, let's give it a second, give the market a second, let it give us a read with a setup, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. But yeah. There's two unfilled 15-minute fair value gaps above. This right here, if you're talking about this, it's not a gap. Dude, I came into market open before I started the stream. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, there's gonna be such an easy inverse, and I measure it, and it's only 36 points. It is not a fair value gap. So yeah, just be careful with that, bro. It's not an imbalance. It's not a setup. All right, but just be very careful. Do not get faked out by a setup that's not even a setup. All right. Let me see. Blast, would you ever learn how to swing trade down the line or switch to swing trading, bro? I tried. Because I know swing trading can make you so much money. But dude, I physically can't do swing trading. I can't. The reason I say I can't is because I feel like I'm very attached to my trades. Like, bro, if I ever take a trade, there's no way I can ever go grab food. There's no way I can ever like do anything for less than a few seconds. Like, I have to be watching the charts because I need to know every move that's happening. So when it comes to swing trading, that's something that you enter and you set and forget, and you go on with living your life. You go to sleep, you go do whatever. I can't do that. I can't have that stress in my mind of like, oh my god, like what if I'm not looking right now and the charts are dumping right now? Like, what if I got stopped out? What if my stop loss didn't get filled? You know what I mean? It's a million things. So for me, I'm probably just always gonna be a day trader, scalper, day trader, whatever, and completely avoid swing trading. It is not my thing. I've tried it before many times. Like, I've tried, like I forced myself to try to do swing trading. I've had good winning trades, don't get me wrong. It's just in between entering and exiting that trade, that stress and that overthinking overnight is insane. And remember, guys, I used to do options. So when doing options, once the market closes, there is whatever happens overnight, you cannot get out until the next morning. So I would stay up to 2 in the morning checking Twitter. Is Trump saying anything? Is there war? Is there this? Is there that? Boom, boom, boom. Bro, guys, it was bad, bro. It was bad. So yeah, no, swing trading is definitely not for me. Anyways, so yeah, once again, guys, coming to market open or looking at the market right now, we have volume, so that's not an issue. It's just we don't have any setups yet. Yeah, remember, guys, we have news coming out in 1 minute from now, so maybe that gives us something, whether it dumps us down into 556, maybe even 536, or pumps us up into 658 into the external high drawn liquidity, so we can get more of a cleaner read and possibly even a setup because we're breaking out of the range, maybe. But yeah, swing traders place the risk like day traders. Yeah, no. Trust me, it's the risk. I know how to, like, the risk is fine. Like obviously we just don't size them much. The thing is whether you have good risk or not, obviously you don't want the trade to lose. And when the markets are closed and you can't do anything about it, you're overthinking about that trade constantly. You know what I mean? So obviously everyone is different. For me, I like to watch my trades 24/7. Like, if I'm in something, I don't even care if I'm in something for 7 hours straight. I will be on the charts, not even blinking for 7 hours straight. I mean, that's the type of trader that I am. Please look at ES. I don't trade ES, bro. I don't trade ES. I mean, if you guys like the ES setup, which maybe there's a gap here, right? Yeah, there's probably like a gap here. This is probably the gap that you're talking about. But yeah, I don't trade ES, bro. Dude, you don't understand how many times I've tried trading ES and I just can't get it. No matter how good the volume looks, no matter how good the setup looks, for some reason, literally, I promise you guys, it's not even like a chant. It's just 100% of the time. anytime that I take something on ES, it always either chops out of me, slows down on me, or just randomly stops me out. No matter how good the volume is, no matter how good the momentum is, or no matter how good the setup is with the confirmations. It just never goes my way. I do not like trading ES. I don't enjoy it, bro. I really don't. But yeah, no, it does have a pretty good setup. I mean, ES isn't really moving all that much. And news came out actually right now. So let's see what it does. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it's doing much. This is day one. Bro, guys, for my OGs in here, because I think your name is M or something. The guy that told me to trade ES. For my people in here that have been with me for a few months, you guys know that anytime that we try trading ES, it never ever goes right, bro. So yeah, it's better safe than sorry. And like when it does play out, bro, sure, you can make your money and everything. But when it does play out, bro, ES barely moves, so you're not really making as much money regardless. You know what I mean? So you're better off either waiting for that same exact setup to happen on NQ or just wait for NQ to have a better setup. Can someone play? Oh yeah, my bad. Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Yo, Blast, what do we do when we get about the compliance email? Oh yeah, bro, just okay. So a lot of you guys have been DMing me, and pay attention because this is probably gonna happen to you guys, or oh my god, bro, I can't get my words together, bro. I am so tired. A lot of you guys have either already gotten or will be getting an email from Apex saying, "Hey, we've been monitoring your trades." Blah blah. They're not monitoring. It's automated. All right, guys. I'm pretty sure when Apex sees a certain amount of consistency, how do I copy your indicator? Just get it through here. When Apex sees a certain amount of consistency behind your account, whether it's how many trades you've taken, how much money you've made, how many payouts you requested, or how many days that account has been alive or active, they're gonna send you an email saying, "Hey, we're monitoring your trades. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know like what strategy you're using and all that good stuff. Like, are you using automated trading, an indicator, whatever?" Guys, it literally means nothing. Do not freak out because I'm getting a DM every 5 seconds of the day saying, "David, what do I do? What do I..." Relax. Read the email, right? They're just pretty much asking you, "Hey, before we give you any other payouts, we want to make sure that you're pretty much just following the rules and not having any automated trading, any trading bot." By the way, yes, you can have indicators. You just can't have a certain trading bot that obviously takes scalps for you and all that stuff. So they're just making sure that. So they're just asking you, "Hey, are you taking your own trades? If so, what strategy you're using? Please go into detail and all that stuff." Guys, it means nothing. They're just double checking to make sure that, you know, when they're sending out payouts, they're sending it out to, you know, something that you're actually following. All right. So obviously just put, "Hey, I trade fair value gaps. I use this indicator, blah, 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 whatever. It takes less than a minute or two to type it up. Click submit, and that's it, guys. You're never gonna hear from Apex again. You'll continue to receive payouts. All right, guys. But yeah, Apex does not allow automation. All right, guys. So they do not allow, like, let's say for example, right? A lot of you guys in here have been asking me, "Hey, can you please automate the indicator?" I would love to, but even if I wanted to, at least if you're using Apex, I don't know about other prop firms. I know a lot of prop firms out there like Top Step don't allow automated trading, because I mean it's technically just not fair. You know what I mean? It's not fair. I don't know. I don't know how they think about it, but yeah, they do not allow automated trading, and they're very strict on it. I'm sure most firms are. All right, guys. So don't be saying, "Oh my God, that's why I hate Apex. Apex sucks." No. Most firms out there do not allow automated trading, just because I feel like it's more of a disadvantage, or it's some sort of unfair play. I don't know. I don't know how it is, guys. I'm not the owner of these firms. But yeah, Apex and all these firms do not allow automated trading. So please be careful, and you know, if you're gonna do automated trading, just do it on a live account. You know what I mean? Just be careful with that. All right. So yeah, it's pretty much just Apex just making sure that you're not doing any shady stuff without them realizing, and you know, that's it. All right. Hey David, good morning. How are you? Hey bro, how's it going, my man? Look, I got 2 funded accounts which I'm taking very light because I want to get a payout. Previously I have been in the same scenario, but me rushing, I have always blown wait, hold up. There's a lot of chats here. I've always blown the payout. What advice could you give? Well, it's pretty much the same advice that you're doing. Take it slow. All right. Bro, if you have gotten very close to a payout before and you've just rushed it, then obviously, yeah, it's gonna go to shit. You know what I mean? But if you keep doing what you're doing and you're getting closer and closer and closer to that payout, eventually you're gonna get the payout. All right. If you take things slow, one trade at a time with light size, light risk, and everything, you should get in with no problem. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, if you're rushing it, oversizing, over trading, revenge trading, this, eventually you're gonna mess up big time and it's gonna go against you. You know what I mean? Because yeah, sometimes yeah, you guys can overtrade, you guys can oversize, you guys can revenge trade, and sometimes yes, it can go in your favor. But how long is that luck gonna last? You know what I mean? So just be careful with that. All right. But yeah, what is what the chop is going on? All right, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We haven't broken out of this range. I was kind of expecting. I was. I mean, literally a few minutes ago, we were looking at a pretty good market. Now we're not doing much. Maybe the market is waiting for 10 a.m. news. Maybe. Right. I mean, yeah, we haven't done much. We don't have a setup. We have a bias. I mean, it's pretty much bearish for now. Yo, payout, another payout approved. Nice, bro. Nice. That's nice. Good shit, bro. David, why don't you trade gold? I have nothing against gold. It's just I don't know how to trade it. I don't have enough experience, and I don't really have time to trade gold because how do I explain this? Okay, you guys are in here for a reason, right? You guys are in here to follow my trades, you know, NQ, learn how to trade NQ and my strategy and everything. If I'm constantly busy trading NQ or helping you guys trade NQ with, you know, whatever, I won't have time to backtest anything on gold. You know what I mean? I need an active market to know what I'm doing, and when we have an active market, I'm charting NQ. All right. Plus, I like to keep it simple and you know whatever. I don't like to be switching around ES, gold, silver, NQ. No, I like to stick to one thing and stick to that one thing only. You know what I mean? So you guys know, for me, I'm known as an NQ trader. All I trade is NQ. You know what I mean? So yeah. What if you traded gold like 2 or 3 times a week during Asia? I just don't trade during Asia. Let me see. Let me see. Blast. Am I still gonna get my payout? This happened to my other PA. About a 1K loss, and I requested a payout on another PA, and there's no loss on that. Didn't even touch it. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, you'll be good. That's probably just you getting the thing for that account, because remember, for the first 6 payouts, you cannot lose 30% of the account. All right. For the first 6 payouts. Blast, do you still trade PM sessions? Yes, of course, of course. Now, obviously, recently I haven't been trading PM sessions because you guys know we've been making a lot of money during the AM sessions off market open. You know, this entire week we caught 30-point trades, 200-point trades, 50-point trades. We've caught quite a bit of trades during the morning session. You guys know me. If I make my money off open, I'm calling it a day. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the day. I mean, that's why we trade in the first place. You know what I mean? We're not gonna be working 9 to 5 in the markets when we already made our money. It just doesn't make sense. You know. Blast, how's it going with the alerts for the indicator? If I'm not mistaken, I think we're almost done. It should be hopefully by next week, but I'll let Hanif know and we'll see how it goes. All right, we'll update you guys. Your Blast, they're asking me for screenshots of the market setups. Can we use yours? Yeah, go ahead. I don't think they're gonna have an issue with that. Did you take 2 trades the other day, though, the AM and PM? Yes, but the PM trade was kind of more for myself. The market was moving really good, and I did want to take advantage of that market. I didn't alert it, and honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because when I take my own trades, like, which is actually very, like, I rarely do that. But there are times where sometimes I just want to trade on my own, you know, just not have as much pressure nor stress behind that trade. I had the indicator on. I was about to close my charts. I'm like, bro, today's market has been moving crazy because of Trump. Honestly, when's the next time that we're gonna get a market like this? And we had a setup. We had a perfect DOL sweep. We had aggressive selling. The indicator was showing me shorts. I'm like, you know what? I don't really trade with the indicator all that much. Let me give it a try. I took the shorts and I actually played out for the trade ran for over 160 points. I obviously took profits. I think about around the 50-point mark. But yes, you know, you guys know I'm human. You know, I'm human too. I mean, sometimes I do like to just take my own trades without the pressure and stress, and it feels good. You know what I mean? It really does feel good. But I very rarely take my own trades. Like if I ever take a trade, I'm either doing it on live or I'm gonna alert it. You know what I mean? Because obviously, why am I gonna take a trade that I personally believe in a lot and not give it to you guys? It's why you guys are here. You know what I mean? But yeah. Plus, does the indicator invalidate a fair value gap once it's been balanced? Yes. Or no, once it's been filled. Or, I mean, if you're talking about a regular fair value gap, it's going to be valid until it either fills it or it takes out the price target. Once it takes out the price target, the buys will flip, because obviously if you take let's say for example, right, you have a bullish fair value gap. The price retraces into the fair value gap and bounces back up, right? That means that it's a bullish fair value gap bounce. And if we're bouncing back up, we're probably going to hit a level of liquidity to the upside. Now, let's say, for example, we finally hit that level of liquidity to the upside and we start going back down to the fair value gap, the same exact fair value gap that we bounced from. In this case, that fair value gap won't be bullish anymore because remember, we hit the price target, which also means that we hit a level of liquidity. And if we're going back down to the fair value gap, that just means that price obviously hit the price target, which is the level of liquidity, swept it, and is now going back down into possibly inversing that same exact fair value gap instead of bouncing from it again. Because remember, we don't have a reason to bounce from it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. But yeah, guys. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you guys is okay. You guys know typically for me, I'm a little bit sketchy on Fridays, right? Obviously, don't worry, we're still watching the charts. I'm a little bit sketchy about Fridays. Now, coming to market open, in the first 10 minutes of market open, we had a beautiful read. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, we had a beautiful setup. We had beautiful selling. We had a beautiful deal sweep, and I thought the market was gonna move. About a few minutes later, and we are kind of chopping in the same range as to where we opened at. So I want to ask you guys. You guys know right now I'm at a 50-50 whether I want to trade or not. I personally want to kind of avoid the markets because once again we made a shit ton of money this week. Like I did a poll yesterday and about 70% of you guys were green on the week. All right, and then most of you guys, the rest of the percent were either break even or maybe just a little bit red, which I don't know what trades you guys took. Right, so what I want to ask you guys is, what time do you guys want to give the markets today? By the way, we just took out the drawn liquidity at 658, so hopefully we can get a setup. But what I was gonna ask was, until what time do you guys want to give the markets to possibly give us a setup? And if it doesn't, we get off. I want to say 10:30, right? Because I don't want to be on for too long today. I don't even like trading Fridays all that much, but I want to say about 10:30, right? 10:30 the latest. Okay, bet. All right. Oh yeah, we can stay until 10:30. For 35 more minutes to see if the market gives us something. Because obviously, once again, guys, if the market is not able to give us anything in the first 30 minutes to 1 hour of the market, there's a very low chance that it gives us anything going forward. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm telling you guys. You know, let's see what it does for the first hour or so. Hopefully we're able to get a setup going on, especially now that as I was talking, we just finished checking out 658 right up here, and we're getting an instant DOL sweep, which is actually a really good sign. Oh. Honestly, not bad. So here's the best thing that can happen right now for us to get a setup, right? Plus, when you take a 30-minute inversion, no, I don't trade the 30-minute. I feel like it takes too long for setups, and I'm just not super used to see how it works out or not. So I rather just avoid it. I only do the 5 and 15-minute because I like quick scalps here and there, and that's it. You know. But yeah. Anyways, so either we're still chopping or we're getting an instant DOL sweep from this external up here, which is actually a very strong level of liquidity. And maybe in the next 2 minutes we get a setup. And the reason I'm saying that maybe in the next 2 minutes, because remember, guys, in 2 minutes from now we have an orange folder coming out, which is called UOM news. So for those that don't know, UOM, it typically doesn't really move all that crazy, but it does spike the market. If it's really good, it does spike the market a little bit for the market to actually form at least one setup. All right, so hopefully it does something, you know what I mean? But we're gonna be basing our buys from this 658 level. We don't have, unfortunately, right now. We still need to create a setup, which I hope we do on the 5-minute, but it would have to be for more of an inverse. Ooh. It's more of an imbalance here. Hopefully, we break out of this range here in the next minute and 30 seconds, so we can have more of an imbalance here. But what I was saying was, what was I saying? Oh yeah, currently right now we technically don't have a setup, so hopefully we form something soon. But so far we don't have much. Unless we create something here, which hopefully we break out of this high. We're right there. I just want to make sure that we have more than 40 points so we have a very valid gap. Because right now we're missing it by a tick. Which I know a tick, it probably won't do much, but you guys know me. I like to be very perfect with my setups. So hopefully we can at least have like a 45-point candle on the 5-minute. Please break out of this high. I mean, we're right there. Come on now. A little bit more. I just needed to have 40 or more points. I'd rather be more safe than sorry, you know? So, yeah, we can technically still take a 39.75 point setup, but I'd rather be perfect. Bro, there's no way we're getting edged like this, bro. 30 more seconds, but just break that high, bro. Come on now. Bro, guys, it's lit. Bro, can someone go into... Bro, just, like, buy in Q or something, bro, so it goes up, bro. Anyways, someone here was saying... By the way, I was joking about that, but because, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One time, someone was like... Okay, actually, I don't even want to talk about it, bro, because I... Okay, there we go. Thank you. You know what I mean? Okay, now we have a fair value up here. But yeah, anyways, let me read the chat here. Okay, well. Anyways. Talk about it, bro. Guys, oh, whoa. Wait. Okay, let me mark out the gap here. I mean, well, we still need to wait for the 5 minute to close. Bro, one time we took a trade and we were up like 100 points. And obviously you guys know, you guys doing your jokes and everything. You guys, when we hit the price target, someone was like, "Yo, David, can I still enter here?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're funny. We hit all our price targets, we're up 100 points." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, you can definitely enter here." Bro, someone entered. Someone actually entered, bro. So when I'm gonna joke around, I actually have to be very careful with my words because, bro, it happened once. And obviously, I'm sure they learned that was a joke. But dude, I even said it sarcastically, bro. I'm like, "No, you actually entered, bro." So yeah, bro. Nah, but shit happens, bro. Shit happens. Shit happens. Um. Anyways, hold on. Let me see something here. Okay, so on the bright side, we have a lot more going on right now. So guys, pay attention here. Pay attention. All right. Are we still bearish? Kind of not. Whatever. Okay. So here's what I'm trying to say. All right. And then let me see. Someone said the indicator's messed up. Yeah. So we are aware of a few bugs, which we are fixing with the next update. Obviously, the main thing that I've been talking about with the next update is trade notifications, like with trade alerts, trade entries, take profits and everything, and all that good stuff. But we are fixing some bugs. Yes, sometimes it messes up. Remember, guys, the indicator is still fairly new, and we're still kind of working on it. And we're still tweaking it. All right. So if you guys ever have any issues, once again, I don't know if I ever talked about this. But if you guys ever have any issues with the indicator, you guys can scroll up, and where you see 85% win rate indicator, like this, the category. Go to suggestions/feedback, and you're gonna see something that says here, found the bug in the indicator. Click this, and it just explain this so we can quickly fix it. If not, obviously, if we don't know about it, it's gonna keep happening. All right. Remember, guys, it's still fairly new. Just like how when anything new comes out, there's always gonna be some bugs here and there, that maybe we didn't catch with time. You know what I mean? So if you guys ever need help with something or have suggestions for it, or maybe you found a bug, or maybe some feedback, if you like it or not, you guys can always type it here, and obviously we'll try to improve the indicator on its own. All right, guys. So just so you guys know, once again, you guys can find it here under the 85% win rate what's called category. You're gonna see get access, instruction, need help, indicator updates, which is where we post all the updates, and how to use it, how to install it, how to update your indicator and everything, and then some feedbacks, all right, which will be right here. All right, guys. So yeah. Anyways, so right now we're pumping up a little bit. So as much as I want to say I have a bearish bias, obviously I don't right now, because once again, guys, we took out 658. We're holding above it with actually a lot of buying pressure. So the UOM news actually did something in the markets. We're pumping up a lot here. Unfortunately, we don't have any setup to really inverse here. So there's two things that can happen. Either we have to, okay, no, there's a few things that can happen here in which we can get a setup. All right, let me explain. So setup number one, which is a bearish setup. Obviously, you might be wondering, what are you talking about, a bearish setup? Right now we're pumping up, bro. What do you mean? No, hold on. If in some given reason the market wants to reject at any point here, and we go back down, we can work with an inverse of this 5 minute from a DOL sweep from 658, right? Now, obviously, it's not a high chance in this happening because obviously we're pumping up like crazy right now. So yeah, the chance of sellers randomly stepping in and sweeping the liquidity and inversing the fair value upon one go is very low, right? So that setup is probably not going to happen, but you never know. It's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. Now, what's the next setup? Well, look at the 5 minute time frame. You guys can obviously see that we have quite a bit of a candle here. I mean, we're talking 50 points, right? Which is a bit of an imbalance, right? So in the given chances where the market doesn't go into 25,731 yet, right? Which would be here. I mean, we kind of have a deal here. I'm gonna mark it out just in case. I don't know why I didn't mark out that level, but it is a level of liquidity. So instead of doing 731, we'll do 724. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, since we have a bullish rally up here, and it's probably not gonna happen either, because we're getting a lot of buying pressure, and with this buying pressure, we're probably gonna see this level of liquidity before we get a retracement. But what I was gonna say was, if we end up creating a fair value gap here and we end up retracing into the gap before we take out any of these levels above, we can obviously look to trade a regular fair value gap continuation model into 724, maybe 731, and maybe even higher. All right, guys. But it'll be kind of more of a complicated trade because I don't know. I mean, it could definitely happen because once again, guys, as long as price holds above 658 and holds below 724, our bias is bullish. So if we have a bullish rally gap instead of a bullish setup, we can always look to take a continuation model into 724. The thing is how much buying pressure will we have here? So I'm gonna delete this gap here for now because I don't want the chart to be looking all that messy. Because once again, guys, what we can look for is now that we know that we're bullish still, but we haven't taken out any of these levels of liquidity here, we can look for something like this. As simple as that. The only thing that I'm worried about is, first of all, can we even afford a retracement before we see the price target? And will we even have this fair value gap valid? I'm sure we will. I mean, we are getting a little bit more selling action here. But we could definitely look for something like this for now, as long as we hold above 658. There's a deal at 692. There's nothing at 692. Is there nothing at 692? I don't know what you're saying. Hey, you guys are on the wrong chart. Yeah, 692 is just a random candle. Nothing. I feel for me, the next level of liquidity that shows strength is 724. Oh, 692 is a London high. Whoa, wait. No. It's not a London high, guys. It's not a London high. 692 is not a London high. I know what you guys are talking about. No. Guys, that's just the highest point during London, but it was never a rejection point. So that's not a level of liquidity. Yes, the indicator and any indicator that you guys are using for overnight levels, it's gonna mark out that London high, but it is not a London high, guys. There's no wick there. There's no wick. Yeah, I didn't explain that part. There's no wick there, guys. If there's no wick, like no rejection off that high, it's not a level of liquidity. All right, guys. Yeah, no, it's not a DOL. It's not a DOL. So look, for those confused as to what I'm talking about, let me explain. Okay, so if you turn on my indicator or any indicator, right? For example, if you're using like a session high and low indicator, let me show you guys. Right? So it should mark out a London high, I think right here. Let it turn on real quick. Hold on. Let me delete this real quick. So it should mark out a London high right here. Let it turn on. Hold on, it's running the script. Okay, yeah, you guys see here how... Wait. Oh, I was about to say, the indicator caught longs? No, it caught longs off a gap that I didn't like. I was about to say. Anyways, okay, so you guys see how it says here London high? Guys, if you look very closely, there's no rejection. What ended up happening was the London session opened up, and this was the highest point during the London session. But the thing is, when we're looking for our levels of liquidity throughout the overnight session, we're always looking for a rejection. So what does a rejection look like? This is not a rejection. This is just a candle that opened up red. This is a rejection where the market goes up, marks at the high, and then rejects back down. This is a level of liquidity. This is not a level of liquidity. This is just a candle. All right, guys. Now, why is the indicator marking it out? Well, guys, the indicator is trained to mark out any high from 3 in the morning till 9:30 in the morning. The highest point throughout that time overnight was this high here. But just because it has this high does not mean it's a level of liquidity. All right, you need to keep that in mind. When you're looking for a valid level of liquidity, it has to be a rejection. What's a rejection? Once again, it could be like this, like the Asia high here. It's a beautiful Asia high, like it's a valid one. Why? Because once again, we built up all of this volume, we found the top, and then we rejected back down. Which means that when people are placing their stop loss, they're placing their stop loss at this Asia high up here. Now, look at the London session. Let's say, for example, you're entering shorts. Are you going to place your stop loss at a random candle high? No. There is very little liquidity in this area. All right, so there is no liquidity here, which is why I'm telling you guys it is not a level of liquidity, right? Because it's a very low chance where people are entering shorts and placing their stop loss at this given area because there's no rejection. There's no point of placing your stop loss here. For me, let me ask you guys, if you were to enter shorts and you were to place your stop loss at any high nearby, where would you place it? Well, in terms of where sellers stepped in. Now, where's the nearest point where sellers stepped in? Well, right here, actually, at 724. Why do I say 724? Well, check this out, guys. You rejected, buyers tried stepping in, and then sellers gained control yet again, making the sell-off happen right over here, right? So what is the highest point before the sell-off? 25,724. So the nearest level of liquidity above 658 which would be this high up here, would be the next rejection all the way up here at 724.75. All right, guys. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. All right, guys. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. Anyways, let's go back to the 5-minute time frame here. So we have more of a 5-minute fair value gap here now. Now the question is we still haven't taken out 724, so our bias is still bullish. The question is can we afford a retracement plus a bounce from this fair value gap to see if we can see the price target at 724? Most likely, actually, I might actually like to set up. Now you guys have to be a little bit careful here because ES, switching over to ES, we can see that we took out this high here, but ES is actually trying to work with a more of a bearish bias. So this trade might be a little bit confusing if we end up getting more of a setup here. Thank you for explaining. I got you guys. Let me see. The indicator was looking for shorts this morning and just teleported into a long position. Yeah. Don't worry. We know about that issue. We're trying to fix it right now. So with the next update, we're gonna have it fixed. All right, guys. So yeah. I think our people would have something different to say. I mean, bro, everyone has their own strategy. You know what I mean? For me, that's how I understand liquidity. That's how I work with it, and that's how it works for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, everyone has their own understanding. For RP, maybe it was the 8 a.m. candle. He waited for a breakout or a breakdown. I don't know. I don't really know his strategy all that much. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, pretty much what I'm trying to tell you guys is this trade, and I'm not gonna tell you guys. You guys know I know it myself. I know I say that a lot of trades are tricky, but you guys have to understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? The markets aren't easy, and they haven't been easy recently. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, we have a few restrictions here. We have a setup which actually looks really, really good. I kind of really like it. We have good volume, we have good momentum, we have actually a lot of good things here. But the thing is, okay, so what can happen here is let me get my thoughts together. How can I explain this super easy? Okay, so right now we're bullish, right? We're bullish on NQ. Why are we bullish on NQ? Well, we're bullish on NQ because we took out the drawn liquidity here at 25,658. This liquidity right here. All right, and we're holding above it with quite a bit of buying pressure. So if we're holding above a level of liquidity, how long are we going to be bullish until we're bearish? Right? Well, when we take out this level of liquidity, it's either we hold below it to go bearish, or we take out the next level of liquidity nearby and then we go bearish, which will be at 724. So in this case, we're actually pretty bullish with the bullish fair value gap, right? Because we're in between holding above and below the nearest levels of liquidity, right? Now, here's the problem. Or wait, here's the good thing, right? So if we're bullish and we have a bullish setup, it's as simple as looking for a retracement, waiting for a 30-point bounce, or 30, 35-point bounce, right? We take the entry and we just hit our price target up here. Simple enough, right? Yeah, right? Pretty simple. Here's the problem, right? Here's the restriction, if that's what you want to call it, all right? If you look over at ES, right, remember, everything here is bullish, right? Everything here looks super bullish. If you look over at ES is not so bullish. That's the problem. There's a very, very, yeah, just like how Zig said, there's a very big SMT here, right? Because here's the problem. You might be wondering, well, David, can't I just wait for the bounce off the fair value gap and just take it? Technically, yes. But the thing is you don't know yet which one has more control in the market. Because check this out. Right now, NQ can look super bullish. It can look super beautiful to the upside and everything, right? And it can go up. But if ES gains control of the market and ES leads the market for the next few minutes, since ES is bearish while NQ is bullish, if we go into this fair value gap here and we bounce and you end up entering, if ES continues to go down from a bearish D-wall sweep here, you're going to get stopped out no matter how bullish NQ looks like, because what's it called? You have a an SMT, right? So yeah. Anyways, we're inside of the gap here. And Marcel was saying here that the price targets are bad. I haven't actually even considered the price target. So before I tell you guys whether this trade looks good enough to take or not, let me check something out. Okay, so let's say, for example, right, we were to bounce from this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, a big part of me wants this fair value goes to inverse. I really don't want to take a continuation model, just because if ES is holding bearish here, and if NQ is able to go back down into bearish below 658, and we're able to inverse this 5-minute gap here, you would be trading with an aligned SMT here. So ES will be inversing the fair value gap, NQ will be inversing the fair value gap. They're both following each other, and they both have price targets to the downside. Because I'm a little sketched out. Yes, longs look good, but not perfect. You know what I mean? Like let's say, for example, and your price targets might be a little bit garbage here. Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, actually, no, guys, forget about longs. Forget about longs. Yeah, Marcel, bro, thank you for mentioning that. I mean, if you guys don't care about the price target and you guys still want to believe in higher, like in these price targets, you can, but you're gonna have a horrible risk reward. I mean, we're talking not one, not two, not three. N- Three of your price targets are gonna be a really bad risk reward. Typically, yeah, sometimes your first price target is a bad risk reward. We're talking 25, 30 points, whatever. But when three of your price targets are less than your stop loss, yeah, no. No. Longs, no. Yeah, the setup looks good, and yes, it can work out. It's just you're not gonna have a good risk reward behind the setup. Um, it could work out. I mean, it's yeah, no. Yeah, no, that price target is a big no. I mean, yeah, because once again, guys, for me, I don't really care about the risk reward sometimes. Like if pre T1 is like 27 points, right? I don't care. I'll still take it. 27 points for me is good enough. But here's the problem. If you're gonna wait for a 35-point bounce from the complete bottom of the market, you're gonna have an entry around 711. Your PT1, you're looking at a 13-point price target. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, David, I'll just hold the trade for higher. No, well, yes, but hold on. Let me. You might be wondering, okay, well, David, can't I just hold the trade for higher into 731? Yeah, but here's the thing: if we take out 724, there's a big risk in the market rejecting back down. And if you're only up 13 points, you're gonna get stopped out. Now, let's say for example, we take out 724, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold for 731. If the trade hits 731, you're still not gonna make enough, which only 19 points, depending on if you get a perfect entry, by the way. You're gonna get about 17 to 19 points on the trade. And if the trade ends up, it already took out two levels of liquidity. If it wants to reverse, it will reverse, right? And if you're only at 20 points, you're gonna get stopped on the red. If you have PT3, then yeah, you could probably take some skills. You're at 28 points, but it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. So for now, what I'm gonna tell you guys is, thankfully we're rejecting right now. So let's avoid longs, because yeah, this setup is not gonna work out. The risk reward is horrendous. All right, instead of looking for longs, let's just wait for the market to actually sell off and start holding below 658. There's a good chance that we actually end up selling back down, mainly because of ES. ES seems like it's leading. It has a big SMT. It has a DOL sweep. It's about to inverse this 5-minute bullish rally gap, and it has a lot of room for lower, which is a very good sign. So all we need to do now is kind of just wait for NQ to sell off. If it wants to, we wait for the confirmation below 658, and then we just take this 5-minute inverse, which is looking way better than the upside. What's it called? Then it looks way better than the upside setup. So yeah, even if longs play out, guys, don't take it. Don't take it. It's not a good setup. Like the setup itself is good, yes. Like we have the bounce. If we bounce, we have price targets above and everything. The main concern is your risk reward. It is horrible. Like I have not seen a worse risk reward this entire month. Like do not take, guys. It is not good. Like yes, once again, the trade can run green, but the thing is, you're not gonna make any money from it because if your PT1 is only gonna be 13 points, and if the trade ends up hitting 724 and sweeping back down, obviously you're not going to be satisfied enough with 13 points, and I know you're not going to take profits. Bro, if a lot of you guys don't take profits with a 30-point trade, what's going to make you guys take profits with a 13-point trade? So the thing is, if we hit 724 and we sweep back down, you're not going to be up enough money to be satisfied to take the trade. And if it reverses from a DOL sweep, you're going to get stopped out, even though the longs look good. Because technically, yes, the longs played out into the price targets. You're just not going to be satisfied enough with the money that you would have made from a 13-point push. So it's just not worth taking. So in my opinion, avoid longs. Although it looks good, your price targets look horrible. Avoid longs. Wait for ES to gain full control, which is already happening. Wait for NQ to the NQ buyers to die out. And once they lose interest and the buying pressure just dies down, or the buying pressure, wait for sellers to gain control. Check out the momentum. If the momentum looks really good, wait for a hold below 658. Once you wait for a hold below 658, you obviously keep watching if there's enough selling pressure, and you simply inverse this 5-minute bullish rally gap. Once you inverse this 5-minute bullish rally gap, your price target number 1 will be at the low. So you're looking at a 75-point price target for PT1. It's way better than 13 points. You know what I mean? Someone said 13 points with 50 contracts. I mean, yeah, that works. But yeah. So like I said, guys, completely avoid longs. It does not look like it's worth it. Plus, you have a big SMT regardless, right? Yes, it's holding holding you down, even though we get a bounce here off the 5 minute fair value gap, it just doesn't look like it's worth it, you know. So yeah, I would rather us sweep 658, be bearish on not only ES but NQ, and have way more room for downside. You know what I mean? Way more room for downside because I mean, bro, once again, if you take longs here, you're gonna have a 13-point price target. If you take shorts, your PT number one, whether you target this here or this here, you're gonna have about a 70-ish point price target for PT1. So you're gonna have a lot more risk reward behind this trade. So if you're risking 35 points, your reward is minimum 70 points. You know what I mean? Well, obviously you're probably gonna be scaling at 30, 35, 40 points, but you get the point, right? But yeah, so for now, guys, like I said, completely avoid longs. Yes, it looks tempting. Yes, it looks good, and yes, it can work out, but it won't work out to to the points that you want to see. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say the setup for this morning would definitely just be wait for shorts to happen, and then we go from there. Because yeah, these price targets they're just too squished in together. And like I said, yes, they can work out. It's just not going to be enough. Like the risk reward is just not going to be worth it. But yeah, David, there's a 5 minute bullish value gap below the current gap. Is there not? Let me see. You're talking about this one right here. There's a 5 minute. What do you mean? Like below this one? There's nothing here. Because you have this gap here. Yes, you have a big candle, but there's no gap here. There's no wicks. And then there's nothing until the price target. So yeah, the only setups to downside would just be this one here. You know what I mean? So yeah. And yeah, once again, guys, look, we hit the price target. You know what I mean? But look at this. Look at this. Now, imagine you took longs, right? You hit a 13-point price target, and you're like, okay, well, we hit the price target, but I'm not really green. I'm green like $100. I'm not happy with that. So I'm gonna keep holding in hopes for PT2. What ends up happening is, imagine we hit 724 and we get an instant sweep down, and the market reverses right back down into your stop loss. What's gonna happen? You're gonna be like, oh, but dude, this trade sucked. No, the trade didn't suck because it hit the price target. And the market told you to take skills at 724. The thing is, you didn't have enough of a risk reward to be satisfied with your profits. All right, which is why obviously the trade wouldn't have been good. So yeah, once again, yeah, right now we're pumping up, we're doing everything all that good, but it wouldn't have been good. All right, now, in the meantime, since we are pumping up, which I don't know why, what we could do is, now that we're taking out all of these levels of liquidity to the upside, what we could do is use this 73-point candle. Is Trump speaking, guys? Can anyone know if Trump is speaking? Because I actually don't know why we're pumping up so hard. Well, what I was going to say is, now that we took out all these levels of liquidity and avoided the longs, once again, I get it. The setup worked out. I don't want to hear anyone say that they FOMO'd. Once again, the setup didn't look good. All right, the price targets were not that good. All right, let me see. It doesn't have a delay. Hold on, guys. One sec. Okay, there you go. So what I was gonna say was, now that we took out 748, what we could do is potentially. Why are we pumping up so? Can anyone tell me if Trump is, what's it called? If he's speaking? Trump is not speaking. Why are we pumping so hard? Hold on, let me check before I give you guys any trade ideas or anything. Let me check if Trump is speaking here. Or not speaking. Like, any news came out. No, nothing. Why are we pumping up so hard? Obviously, this is not a normal candle. Okay, well, anyways, what I was going to tell you guys is, now that we took out majority of the levels of liquidity above, which was at 724, 731, 748, now that we have a huge 5-minute candle here, instead of using this one all the way down here, we can just use this one up here for a better setup, because you're going to have a better risk reward here. Because your PT1 is going to be 35 points exactly, right? So not bad. So if anything, what we could do, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer, but it'll be a way more secure setup. You can look for, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. One sec. Because what I was trying to say was, what we could do is use a 5 minute. If we sweep this at 748, and then obviously with the sweep at 724, 731, and everything, what we could do is use this 5 minute gap with the DVL sweep here with enough selling pressure, because we know that the volume is active right now. We have a lot of volume. We just need a little bit more selling momentum. If we're able to get selling momentum in these next few candles, we can definitely look to inverses, and our PT1 will be a positive risk to reward, because it could look more like this. So you're looking at 35 points. So at the top of the fair value gap, I would say. So yeah, 36 points like this. And then you could have PT1 like this. So you would have exactly a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And then you could target the next price target at the fair value gap down here, which would be PT number 2, like this, which would be a 48-point price target. And then your final price target will be at the low of day, which would be 152 points. This setup here could be the best possible setup. Now, if we, for some reason, the market is pumping up like crazy today, I don't know why. I don't see any news happening as to why we're pumping up 80 points per candle. Wait, actually, I think I don't know why. It says here, Russia and Ukraine and US talks started in Abu Dhabi. But I think that's what we're pumping, actually, guys. I'm checking my news source right now, guys. It says here, Russia, Ukraine, and the US, they're talking. The talks have been started in Abu Dhabi, but not doesn't say the context. It just says that they're talking. So maybe this could be why the reason why the market is pumping. But yeah, what we can do here, guys, is a perfect setup would either be we retrace into, we get a sweep off 748 and we go back down into this 5 minute inverse, which will look perfect. Or we can look for a retracement into 765.50, which will not only give us a DWL sweep right here, but it'll also retrace us into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here, in which if we get a DWL sweep with a bearish fair value gap projection with selling pressure, that can look actually perfect for shorts, and I would love to take that as well. But yeah, right now, I would say the best looking setup in terms of positive risk reward and everything would be something like this into low of day. Because we know that the volume is good. We know that we swept pretty much all the nearby drawn liquidity above. If we have active sellers, this inverse can actually work out quite good, I would say. Into mainly 673.75. You could do 661, but I would do 673 instead. And then ES is not so far away from a DWL sweep. ES is sitting a little bit bullish here. But I'm sure if we get enough of a rejection into this inverse, ES should be bearish by then, which will kind of align the SMTs as well from 6943.75. And then you could go ahead and also target this low here just in case ES hits the low first. You got 600 on longs? Not bad, bro. Honestly, bro, you should probably call it a day if you made money from longs. If you took the longs, but if you didn't care about the risk reward, that's not so bad. There's another fair value gap just below it. I mean, that gap is mostly filled. I mean, if you want to wait for the entry all the way down here, you can. But I would say an entry here would be way better. Because remember, this gap, majority of the gap has been filled. So if you take shorts here, you could target at least 673. And then, yeah, you can worry about the rest of the gap. But by then, you would already be at a 1-to-1. Look at this. So if the selling looks good, and we get the inverse, and we get the DWL sweep, and everything looks good, an inverse off this can look good. And then you could just target the anticipation into the inverse off this gap and this gap here. Remember, you have a price target in the middle of the gap, which already got filled, which is at 673. You know what I mean? So you could look to take that as well, or take it into that. But I do get what you're saying. But majority of that gap has been filled. So it shouldn't be an issue, especially if the selling pressure looks really good, which is what I'm going to be watching for the most part. Hey, bro, you got your payout, bro. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good. Hey, bro. Really, really good stuff, bro. Really, really good stuff. What a way to end the week, bro. Nice. But yeah. Anyways, back to the charts. A part of me wants the markets to pump up a little bit more to the upside. And the reason I say that is because if we take out 765 and we retrace into this 15-minute bearish rally gap and reject, not only would we have taken an extra level of liquidity, but we're also going to be rejecting off another confluence, which would be off a 15-minute bearish rally gap into a D-wall sweep into lower, which, yes, it can make the setup play out for longer. Like, it will take longer to play out, but it will give you more confirmation and more confidence behind shorts actually working into the inverse. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, guys, plan B. Let's say, for example, we never end up selling off. What can we do? Well, I would say, guys, plan B would just be we kind of just wait for another pump, and we just wait for an inverse off 820, which would be off this 15-minute gap, and we just take longs. That would be plan B. All right. Into, I think we have a 5-minute gap up here. It could be wrong. Not really. Yeah, plan B would just be take longs off the inverse up here. You know what I mean? That's if we're desperate for longs, but I don't know. Right now, obviously, I have a big eye on shorts. Obviously, it's gonna take some time to play out. Not only do we need to dump 50 points, but we need to give them confirmations. But yeah, like I said, a part of me, I don't really care if it takes long. A part of me wants price to retrace into this fair value gap, reject from it, get a D-roll sweep from 765 and 745, and then we work our way down to this inverse, and then we take shorts. Are we sent to 11? Yeah, no. I mean, we have a setup, bro. We have a setup. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait for this. If it takes too long, then I'll just do commentary. But for now, I'll be watching it on stream with you guys. So no, I'm not gonna get off, guys. I'm not getting off. David, I know you mentioned the updated indicator yesterday. When do you think it's gonna be released? Hopefully by next week. But I would have to ask the developer, which is Hanif. But yeah. But it's kind of a bummer that the longs ended up playing out. Not only did we get a random pumping candle, which obviously none of us expected in here, but bro, if only the price targets were a little bit better, then yes, we could have definitely taken longs. But the price targets were so bad that I know if any little thing would have happened, you know. I now have two. Hey, nice, bro. Nice. Yeah, guys, I think if I'm not mistaken, a lot of you guys are getting free accounts with Top Step, because I think a while ago, with all the issues and everything that they had, a lot of people blew their accounts with all their issues, and they never gave out the accounts back. So I think they're giving it back now. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Last sub on the 5-minute longs. I'm not looking for longs for now. I'm waiting for more of a rejection. Are you taking a 50 or 35 point stop loss today? 35 points work. We're not moving all that crazy. Not like yesterday. You know. Wait, was it yesterday? When was Trump speaking? I think it was 2 days ago. Nice. So I got 2 more accounts. Yeah, bro. Top Step is finally coming in clutch and giving out free accounts. But I think they're only giving out accounts to the people that had the issue. Am I done? Was Trump speaking yesterday? Today's Friday. No. Trump was not speaking yesterday. Trump was speaking on Wednesday. That's when we got the 200 point trade. So ignore me. Wait, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. Is when a lot of people type in the chat, it scrolls down for me, so I might miss it. Requesting 4K tomorrow. Really invested 150 when you had lifetime discounts, and now 10K in payout. Nice, bro. Very nice, bro. Good shit on that payout, bro. 4K, not bad, bro. By the way, guys, if you guys are getting payouts, if you guys have been getting payouts recently, if you guys want, you guys can always post it in this channel, and I'll give you guys a payout roll. So when you guys type in the chat, you know your name is green and everything. Maybe you have a little bit more respect in the chat. Maybe people listen to you a lot more. I got you tomorrow. Hey, bro, much love, man. Much love. There, I requested 12K pay. I think I saw it. No, I did you not see it? No, I think you posted about it. I could be wrong. Or no, that was a while ago. Bro, a lot of you guys have been requesting payouts a lot recently. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Anyways, okay. Well, we're pumping up a little bit more here. We approached the 15-minute gap here. So either we randomly just continue going up out of thin air. I don't know why we would continue to go up. I mean, we've already pumped up quite a bit. Or we get a D-roll sweep from 765. a fair value gap projection, selling pressure into the inverse, and we take shorts. That'll be amazing. But like I said, guys, plan B would be if the market just randomly continues to pump up, then I guess we can always look to take longs from this inverse up here, which I don't know how good it will look, but we can look for it. You know what I mean? Weekly highs is the next target. Yeah, we don't have any highs at all until 891. So if we want to go up, there's nothing stopping us until all the way up here. I don't think we see that today. I hope I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem realistic. I mean, once again, the market has already pumped up a few hundred points already. So why should we pump up another 100 points? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, a part of me is really hoping that we get a rejection of this fair value gap into a dual sweep. Whoa, bro, I said that in like 2x speed. Oh my god, let me slow down, bro. Bro. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I hope we get a rejection from this fair value gap with a dual sweep with strong selling pressure into an inverse here. That's the best setup that we can get this morning. Like the best possible setup we can get. But I posted twice and never got my roll? What? Oh, my fault, bro. I thought I gave it to you. Why are you not following the trend and taking longs? Well, the thing is, I'm open to taking longs. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you guys I'm screaming bearish. I just want a bearish setup because it's the best thing that we have here. But if I want to follow the trend, regardless, I need to wait for like 50 more points. So if the market keeps going up, then obviously I'm going to switch my bias over to bullish. You know what I mean? But yeah, right now, like I know I get it. Right now we're looking bullish. We're holding about the level of liquidity and everything. But I'm really hoping for longs. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Yeah, no. I promise you guys. If the market keeps pumping up out of thin air, I don't know why we're pumping up so hard today. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. But if we continue pumping up and we like break above this midpoint from this huge 15-minute bearish rally gap, then obviously I'm gonna be like, okay, well, obviously buyers are still stepping in with, you know, like nothing. We can just look to inverse the 15-minute gap instead. You know what I mean? The one above. Now you're talking like you're on crack, dude. I don't know why, bro. I don't know why. The original long setup would have played out. Yes. The original long setup would have played out, would have, should have, could have, whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't good. We knew it wasn't good. The price targets weren't all that good. 3 price targets were less than a 1-to-1 risk reward. As good as the setup looked and as good as it played out, it wouldn't have been a good setup. You know what I mean? Hindsight demons? Exactly. Let's not trade hindsight here. We all didn't like the setup. The risk reward was horrible. All right? Even I say it. You know what I mean? The risk reward was not all that good. But yeah, it did play out. So at least we learned something. You know what I mean? At least we learned that the setup played out. Someone check the London high on ES. Where is the London high on ES? We don't have any highs here. Yeah, until 960 pretty much. I mean, I think we have a fair rally up here. No, it's a 6-point cap. No, yeah, no, we have nothing stopping us until 960. Oh, bro, come on now, bro. Bro, literally anytime I drink water, bro, I have to mute my mic, bro. Anyways, but yeah. Now, part of me is a little bit worried. Because, guys, first of all, once again, the market has already pumped up a shit ton this morning. Now, let me ask you guys. Let me see if you guys understand what I'm thinking. Guys, what happens when the market pumps up a lot of points? What happens as we continue going throughout the day? What happens to the volume? It chops. Yeah, it slows down, is what I'm trying to say. So if we continue to go up and yeah, we end up getting which I don't know if we're gonna get today, but I don't know. But if we end up pumping up enough or just grinding up into this 15-minute inverse, yes, longs can work. But I know that there's gonna be a big chance where we're either gonna be approaching lunch hour where the market volume dies down, or we've pumped up so much that the volume is just gonna slow down. Chances are lower for longs. Yeah, I mean it could work out. It could work out. Don't get me wrong, but dude, you're gonna be taking longs not only at the highs, but after the market has already pumped up 200 points. No. Actually, more. If we see the inverse, 240 points. You know what I mean? So I don't know how good longs would look. I'm just hoping that we get shorts. I'm gonna keep waiting a little bit more to see if we get a little bit more volume. Because right now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, it is slowing down a little bit. I mean, compare this candle to the rest here. You know, I mean, where not much is really happening. But I'm really hoping we can get some shorts into this inverse here. That's the one setup I really want to see. But if not, then either we stay cash or we see how this 15-minute inverse plays out to the upside. I mean, but Trump is speaking, so maybe it keeps pumping. I don't think Trump is speaking, or not publicly at least. It sucks. I missed the last 2 days. Bro, it happens, bro. It happens. As long as you didn't miss out on Wednesday, which was our best day this whole month, then you're good. All right, if you traded Wednesday with us, you're chilling, bro. Oh, you missed Wednesday? Bro. It's okay? Yeah, bro, you're good. You're good. You're good. Now, I guess in the meantime, guys, while we continue to wait for our setup and hopefully we get a rejection here, um, let's try to plan out the following week. This upcoming week, let's see how we can trade it. Let's see. Well, wait for the sub to kind of play out, which could take a while. I think next week is FOMC. Yeah. Okay. So we have a pretty active week next week. We have Monday news, Tuesday Trump speaking. Oh. Okay. Okay, so next week Monday we're gonna be on. Next week Tuesday we're gonna be on with caution because we don't have a time as to when Trump is speaking. So it could be in the morning, in the middle of the day, in the afternoon. We don't know. It's an orange folder, so not much maybe will happen. So we'll trade Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm most likely staying cash. All right, guys. Wednesday, I am most likely staying cash. You guys know I do not trade FOMC days. I say that, and I've traded the last 3 days. So maybe I stay cash. All right. Let me not tell you guys I'm gonna stay cash. But yeah, Wednesday is a day that we typically don't trade because it's a full FOMC day. Thursday, regular unemployment claims. You know, no news happening on Thursday, and then Friday we have PPI, which does nothing. So next week, I guess we'll be trading every day, but Wednesday, most likely, but Wednesday. So yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Last time we banked with FOMC, I know. The thing is, in my rules, I don't trade FOMC. I shouldn't be trading FOMC. So I'll see how the markets are moving. If they're moving good during the morning, then sure, why not? But if they look choppy, then obviously I'll just avoid the whole day. You know what I mean? And we flip from red to green. Okay, well, that's that. But yeah, no more voice on trading FOMC. That's what cooked us. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'll see if I trade FOMC. If the market looks good, then sure. But if not, then I'll just take cash. All right, but every other day next week we should be on. Yeah, we'll be on. I'll trade FOMC with you guys. I have a good strat for it. FOMC is more of a gamble. Okay. Let's see. The indicator was erased from my chart. Just reload it. But yeah, anyways. David, what type of questions do you ask yourself in weekly reviews? What do you mean? What question do you ask yourself in weekly reviews? What does that mean? Try to be a little bit more specific with that question. And I got you. You know what I mean? What does my gift keep giving out website? Oh, I have gifts turned off, bro, because back then, when I'll be live trading, people will be sending gifts like 24/7 and it'll be very distracting. So I turned it off. Like when you review your trades for the week, I don't review my trades like at the end of the week. I review my trades like every day. Like anytime that I take a trade, I'll probably just review it the night of that day, and that's it. I don't do weekly reviews. I do more like daily reviews if I get a trade. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Because the reason I say that is because when you're doing daily reviews, you have more of a clear mind on the one trade you took, rather than reviewing 20 trades and being like, okay, did I take this time or not? You know, you're gonna be second guessing yourself. Are you getting off at 11? Dude, honestly, bro, I want to, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait till the volume dies down like a lot, and then once I notice that the volume, like, we're not gonna do anything else, I'll get off. Cause, dude, I really want to catch shorts with you guys, or maybe even longs. Maybe not longs. I mean, it's a little fishy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Longs looks a little questionable, because obviously the market has already pumped up over 200 points. So, dude, how are we gonna continue taking longs after the market has already pumped up so much? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. But I really do want to take the short setup. I just don't want to miss it with you guys. So I'm staying on for a little bit longer. But once I notice that the market volume is dying down, maybe I get off. And if I notice that it plays out later on, I'll just type it up and you guys give it a read and take the trade if you like it. Might just get off. Yeah, bro. I mean, if you feel like you're done, then by all means. But yeah, I'm not very content with what, with the market today. Well, don't blame me. I mean, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, bro, you're talking about your profits, bro. You're up 2-6, bro. No, bro. I'm content for you, bro. Get off, bro. Get off. No, bro. If you're already up 260 on the day, bro, that's it, bro. You're done, bro. You made your money, bro. Guys, okay. If you made $260 in one account, that's good. I mean, shit, bro. You made $260 in a few minutes, most likely, by clicking 2 buttons. Now multiply that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You made $2,592, and you're not content. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Shit, bro. At that point, just give me that account, bro. Just keep trading, bro. Trust. All right, bro. But yeah. You're right. Nah, come on, man. Like, even with $200 on one account is more than enough, especially in this type of market when we're barely getting any setups. You know, just run off with it. Now, I want to ask you guys, while I wait for the setup, what would you guys rate this week? You're gonna get off? Hey, bro, take it, bro. I'll see you on Monday, bro. I'll see you on Monday. But yeah, what would you guys rate this week out of 10? Honestly, I would rate this week a pretty solid 8 out of 10. A good 8 out of 10. A big scoring for this week was mainly on Wednesday. You guys know Wednesday with Trump speaking, bro. I know we all hate when Trump speaks, but he does come in clutch sometimes, bro. He really does come in clutch sometimes. So yeah, Wednesday was by far the best day of the month, bro. I don't remember the last time we caught a 200-point trade or a trade that big in size. But yeah, I would rate this week a good 8 out of 10. It could have been a little bit better because, yeah, some of the trades that we caught. Let me show you guys. Some of the trades that we caught this week were a little bit small. Like the risk reward was a little bit questionable. Like, for example, the trade that we caught on Tuesday, which was, I believe, yeah, this one right here. We had a perfect setup. A fair value got bounce, a hold above the DOL, a good buying candle into the inverse, into the price target. We hit the price target for 30 points. You know, not bad, but we reversed after. So although the trade worked out and was good and everything, I kind of wish we got a little bit more behind this trade. I mean, with the amount of, like, with how good it looked, for it not working out was a little bit questionable. But I mean, hey, it was still a green trade, but yeah, it was a little bit questionable. You know what I mean? So yeah. The trade on Wednesday, obviously, we all know how this went. We took longs off this inverse, and it was amazing. It was an amazing trade. It hit all of our price targets, you know, all that good stuff. Then yesterday we took shorts. It played out for 50 points. And yeah, you know, obviously this week we didn't catch that many trades. You guys know why. Monday was when the markets were closed, right? Because of MLK Day. All right, so yeah. Now, we're kind of holding above the midpoint of this fair value gap. Oh, bro, I don't know if I wanted it. Bro, I really don't think longs like it would work, but dude, it's so questionable because at any given moment the market can really just chop out on you and just slow down because it's already pumped up so much. Like, you're just gonna be chasing longs at this inverse. Maybe I probably won't take it. I know I told you guys it's a 50-50 whether I take a trade today or not. Whether I really like it or I really don't. This trade, I'm leaning on the no. On the no. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're just chasing it. That's the thing. It could work out. That's the thing. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, yeah, it can work out into the one and only price target above at 891. It's just you're chasing longs. The market has already pumped up over 230 points. What are the chances it pumps up another 200 points? You know what I mean? Or even 100 points extra. Because, yeah, right now we're pumping up and it looks good. I don't know. I'm questioning the trade quite a bit. So I'm probably not gonna trade it. I'm probably just gonna stay on and watch and chill with you guys while you guys take it. If you guys take it, which I know you guys probably will, or at least some of you guys. But this one, I don't like chasing trades. Not like this. Not like this. The market has pumped up so much. I mean, guys, look at the 15-minute. Green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle. 235 points. What are the chances we pump up even more into the next price target at 890? It can happen. It can happen. It's just not, my confidence level is not all the way up there. You know what I mean? Not as much as it would have been with these shorts here. I would have for sure taken shorts even with the full size. I don't even care about size in light, bro. These shorts would have been perfect. But no, we keep pumping up. We're about to introduce a 15-minute gap here, which is a good sign. But I don't know, man. Okay, let me ask you this. If let me do a poll. Hold on. It's way too over. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the thing is, I know it could probably work out. It will be a very slow trade, but in my eyes, it's way too overbought, bro. I don't trust it. Because once again, guys, the thing is, when the market is way too overbought, what tends to happen, is what's it called? What's I gonna say? Bro, I read some chat, bro. Oh yeah, the market can slow down on you whenever it wants. Like, the chance of it slowing down is random. So if you take the longs and it slows down on you, that's it. You're stuck in longs. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do a poll in the chat, guys. Let me know if you guys are gonna take these longs. Whether you guys are skipping it or waiting for a better setup, or you're just gonna take the risk and just take it. All right, like I said, I'm gonna skip out on this one. I know I told you guys it was 50-50 whether I traded today with my accounts or not. I would have for sure traded if it was short. If it was longs, no, not this one. I don't trust it. I really don't trust it. But let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, so yeah, most of you guys are skipping out on it. And honestly, I'm actually really happy that you guys are voting on this. I know that there's gonna be better setups coming along in the given days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, next week. I just don't want to risk getting chopped out on a Friday, especially after we're so green on the week. The market is just way too overbought, bro. I don't want to chase it. I really don't. And I know it can work out, but nah. I mean, someone on YouTube said, bro has been bearish all morning and skipped out on every bullish gap. Well, to be fair, we literally only had one bullish gap and it wasn't even that good. So I haven't really skipped out on anything. So yeah. I mean, if you want to consider a very horrible risk-reward ratio trade a missed setup, then sure. But dude, you had 3 price targets being less than 30 points. So yeah, I wasn't saying that. And that was pretty much the only bullish setup you had all day. I mean, there's not much more to inverse other than this bounce here. And yeah, we haven't retraced ever since, nor inversed anything ever since until now, pretty much. So if you want to count that as a skip trade, sure. I mean, there was only one setup, but yeah, whatever helps you sleep better at night, bro. But yeah, anyways, let's see. Like, I want to stay on and watch it, but I don't want to. I don't know, bro. This is these type of trades that I hate just watching on stream, bro. You're taking on Evo, not bad, bro. Yeah, I mean, Evo's whatever. You know what I mean? But this is not the type of trade that you want to that you want to take to risk giving back some profits for the week on a Friday and potentially even getting chopped out. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like the setup itself is good. We have a bullish trend, we have buying pressure, we have room for higher, we have everything, and we have the setup itself. The only thing is that we're so overbought that the market can choose to chop out whenever it wants, right? So this trade is pretty much a ticking time bomb if you really think about it. So once again, I'll let you guys decide if you want to take it. I'm not gonna take it. I'm skipping on this one. If anything, I'll watch it and all that good stuff and see how it plays out. But normally I never take these overbought setups. You're just chasing longs. You know what I mean? Like, taking longs down here would have been better, but taking longs up here, not only did we take out like 1 million levels of liquidity today, but we're also overbought. So if we can literally reverse whenever or chop out whenever, you're most likely to get more chopped out than reversed on. But let's see, we're about to invest for value gap. If you guys want to take it, by all means, the setup is right in front of your face. I'm not gonna comment on the setup. I'm not gonna do anything because a part of me doesn't really suggest it. A big part of me doesn't suggest it. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch it, see how it goes, how it plays out. And I'll just see. I'll just see if you guys are gonna take it. Then by all means, just be careful. Can we pray for me, David? Bro, good luck on this trade, bro. If you're gonna take it, just be careful, bro. The volume right now, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, this setup is a big. It's not a big no, but it's a no for me. I don't really approve of this setup. Let me see. I want to be more green on the week, but I'm not gonna force it. That's the thing, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because, dude, the second that the volume dies down, you're done. Like you're cooked. You're done. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is not the type of trade that you guys see me catching. You know what I mean? I'd rather wait for Monday, wait for a better setup, a cleaner setup, not an overbought nor sold setup, and then we take it. You know what I mean? This is not my type of setup. I don't like chasing these setups. Oh, right, look at that. And ES is about to even take out a level of liquidity as well, which gives us more of a reason to possibly even reverse. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna close the charts before it does any trouble. Yeah, we barely inversed. So even if you guys were looking for an entry, we never even got the impulse. So thankfully, no entry yet. But guys, another reason to be a little more careful is ES is also about to take out some levels of liquidity. So if ES wants to reverse, NQ is going straight back down. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think I'm just going to close the charts and just take cash today. What do you guys say? Because I'm questioning the markets too much. I don't like it. First of all, it's not my type of setup, and ES is about to hit a level of liquidity in which I can reverse from. So this setup has more against us than with us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm just gonna close the charts. If the setup plays out, I'm sure for those taking it, hopefully you guys made money. But yeah, I don't even have a purpose in watching. I'm not even gonna take it. You know what I mean? Nor even commentate behind it. So I'd rather just get off. Good week, y'all. Let's just get the fuck off. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. Yeah, no. I'm gonna get off, guys, and I guess just enjoy the weekend. All right, guys. Now remember, before you guys get off, we're gonna be live every day next week, most likely on FOMC. I know I said I'm not gonna trade it. I'm probably gonna be on. That's how I am. All right, guys. But yeah, please, guys, with this setup, just be careful. It's, in my opinion, it's not worth taking. It's really not. I was really hoping that we got short off this 5-minute gap down here. It would have been so much better, so much more room, and so much more confirmation. I just don't want to. You guys know me. I don't like chasing trades. So yeah, this is probably not gonna be my setup. The setup for me. All right, guys. So yeah. Are you trading next Friday? Yes. I'll be on next Friday. Maybe Wednesday. It's a 50-50. I don't know if I'm gonna trade Wednesday or not because it's FOMC, like the actual FOMC event. So you guys know it's typically goes a little bit south. So I'll see Wednesday, but yeah, for the rest of the week I'll be live. All right, guys. But yeah. Last, we just created a new fair value up in the 15-minute time frame below. We just need to hold. The thing is, even if you want to take shorts, we need a deal will sweep from 765. So we need to dump down all the way down here, and then we will just take shorts off this 5-minute here. Maybe it plays out during the PM session, maybe not. But for longs, I mean, for anyone taking the setup, I pray that it works out for you. But I just don't trust it. I don't trust the setup. All right, guys. Especially with ES taking out this level of liquidity and trying to sweep it as we speak, it's a big no. I mean, so yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get off, guys. If I see anything during the PM session, keep your notifications on. I'm not going to get off the charts just yet. I'm going to get off the stream, though. But off the charts, I'm not going to get off. If I see something that's way more confirmed and way higher confidence, I'll give it to you guys. And maybe I'll even alert it. Just so you guys get one more trade for the week. But if not, regardless, we're still super green on the week. So even if we miss one day, we're more than green. All right, guys. But yeah. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys either later or Monday. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't really get any trades today. I mean, like I said, if you want to count that one missed setup as a trade, then by all means, go ahead. That setup was not good in my eyes at all. Like, even if it was a normal day where I was trading no matter what, I wouldn't have taken that setup. That risk reward was horrendous. But yeah, this setup, by all means, if you guys want to take it, you definitely can. I just don't trust it. I feel like the market, whenever the second it starts slowing down, the trade is over. You know what I mean? Like you're cooked on it. So yeah, I would rather just wait for a better looking setup and not chase longs after a 240 point pump already. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? But yeah. And by the way, ES also took out a level of liquidity and it's trying to sweep it. So be careful with that if you're taking it. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get off and I'll see you guys on Monday then. All right, guys, regardless, we had a beautiful week. We caught a 200 point trade, a 50 point trade, a 30 point trade. We caught a few trades this week all live. So regardless, everyone in here should be green no matter what. So yeah, I guess we'll just take it from today and just call it. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, and I'll see you guys on Monday then. All right, guys.